Ladies and gentlemen, champions of your own destiny, listen up. Success doesn't happen by accident. It's built. It's cultivated. It's something you must work on every single day, like an athlete training for the gold, like a warrior sharpening their sword. If you don't take control of your life, life will take control of you. Most people are stuck. They hesitate. They overthink. They wait for the perfect time that never comes. And then they wonder why they aren't getting the results they want. But the people who win, the ones who create real momentum, the ones who lead, the ones who dominate, don't leave life to chance. They work on the right things every single day. So today, I'm giving you 7 things, not 5, not 10, 7 crucial things you must work on daily if you want to rise above the competition, break through limits, and become These are the things that separate those who struggle from those who create the life they want, and it all starts with the most important thing, energy. Energy is the foundation of everything you do. Without it, even the greatest ideas, the most ambitious goals, and the most powerful strategies mean absolutely nothing. Think about it. Have you ever had a day where you knew exactly what needed to be done, but you just couldn't bring yourself to do it? That wasn't a motivation problem. That wasn't a discipline problem. That was an energy problem. High achievers don't just have better habits, they have higher levels of energy. And they cultivate it daily. Your body is a power plant. It doesn't just have energy, it generates it. And just like a power plant, you have to fuel it the right way, maintain it, and expand its capacity. The way you move, the way you breathe, the way you fuel your body, these things determine your energy levels more than you think. Start with your physiology. If you're constantly sitting, slouching, breathing shallow, and not moving, your energy will reflect that. Movement creates energy, motion creates emotion. The fastest way to shift your state is to change the way you use your body. Stand tall, move with intention, take deep breaths, and watch how quickly your energy transforms. The next piece of energy mastery is nutrition. You wouldn't put garbage fuel in a high-performance car, so why would you do that to yourself? Processed junk, excessive sugar, and artificial stimulants might give you a short-term spike, but they leave you crashing harder than before. If you want sustainable, high-octane energy, you need to fuel yourself with whole, nutrient-dense foods. Hydration is another key. Most people are walking around in a state of mild dehydration, which leads to fatigue, brain fog, and reduced performance. Start your day with a full glass of water and keep hydrating consistently. And then there's sleep. High performers don't just sleep more, they sleep smarter. Quality of sleep matters just as much as quantity. If you're waking up feeling exhausted, even after a full night's rest, your sleep cycles might be out of sync. Optimize your sleep environment. Dark room, cool temperature, no screens before bed. Get into a rhythm where your body knows when it's time to wind down and when it's time to wake up. Sleep is not a luxury, it's a weapon. Your mind plays a huge role in energy too. The thoughts you focus on can either drain you or fuel you. Negative thinking, stress, and anxiety are energy killers. Train yourself to shift focus, to break the pattern of negativity, and to operate from a place of power. This isn't just about thinking positive, it's about conditioning your brain to find solutions instead of problems, to look for opportunities instead of obstacles. Energy isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, and spiritual. When you make it a habit to manage your energy first, everything else falls into place. Productivity skyrockets, focus becomes effortless. Your ability to execute and dominate increases tenfold. If you're constantly feeling drained, the first thing to check isn't your schedule or workload, it's your energy. You don't need more time, you need more energy. 2, decisiveness. Decisiveness is the ultimate power move. Every successful person you admire, every billionaire, every world-class athlete, every industry leader has one thing in common. They make decisions fast. They don't hesitate, they don't second guess, and they don't let fear keep them stuck in limbo. The truth is, indecision is a decision, and it's the worst kind. Because while you're stuck analyzing and overthinking, someone else is taking action, making moves, and getting results. Most people hesitate because they fear making the wrong choice. They want certainty before they commit. But here's the thing, certainty doesn't come before the decision. It comes after. You don't wait to be confident before you act, and then confidence is built through experience. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. The more you hesitate, the more doubt creeps in. Indecision kills momentum. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of frustration and regret. Think about a time in your life when you hesitated on a big decision. Maybe it was a job opportunity, a business move, a relationship choice. What happened? Chances are the opportunity either disappeared or you spent so much time overthinking that you ended up in the same place you started, full of regret for not taking action sooner. Now think about a time when you made a fast, bold decision. Maybe you didn't have all the information. Maybe you weren't fully ready, but you went for it. And what happened? You figured it out along the way. You adapted. You grew. And even if it wasn't perfect, you moved forward. That's the key. Decisions create movement. And movement creates momentum. The faster you decide, the faster you learn, and the faster you succeed. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be in motion. And here's the real kicker. Most decisions aren't permanent. If you make a wrong move, you can adjust, you can pivot. But if you never decide, you never progress. The worst decision isn't the wrong one, it's no decision at all. Successful people don't always make the right decision, but they make a decision and then make it right. They commit, they go all in. And that commitment is what makes the decision work. People who hesitate and dabble never see real results because they're always half in, half out. They never fully own their choices. If you struggle with decisiveness, start training yourself to decide faster. Set a time limit. Give yourself 60 seconds to make a small decision. Then move. Trust yourself. Build the muscle. Over time, you'll condition yourself to make bigger decisions with the same speed and confidence. The more decisions you make, the better you get. The people who win in life aren't the ones who have all the answers. They're the ones who have the courage to decide, to act, to learn, and to keep moving forward no matter what. 3, adaptability. Life is unpredictable. No matter how much you plan, no matter how much you prepare, things will change. Markets shift, technology evolves, relationships grow or fade, unexpected challenges arise. The people who thrive are not the ones who resist change. They are the ones who embrace it, adapt to it, and use it to their advantage. Adaptability is not just a skill, it is a mindset. It is the ability to adjust your approach, your strategy, and your thinking in response to new circumstances. It is the ability to stay flexible without losing focus. Most people struggle with change because they cling to what is familiar. They resist stepping into the unknown because it feels uncomfortable. But growth does not happen in comfort. The moment you start resisting change, you start falling behind. The world keeps moving whether you keep up or not. The most successful people are the ones who see change as an opportunity rather than a threat. They are not attached to a single way of doing things. They are committed to the outcome but flexible with the approach. They know that what worked yesterday may not work tomorrow, and they are willing to shift gears without hesitation. Adaptability is not just about reacting to change. It is about anticipating it. It is about staying ahead of the curve. The best entrepreneurs, athletes, and leaders are constantly scanning the horizon for what is coming next. They do not wait for disruption to hit them. They position themselves to capitalize on it before anyone else does. They train themselves to think proactively rather than reactively. Instead of fearing change, they ask, how can I use this? How can I turn this into an advantage? The people who resist change the most are the ones who suffer the most when it happens. They get stuck in outdated ways of thinking. They refuse to evolve, and eventually they get left behind. The only constant in life is change. If you do not adapt, you do not survive. And if you are not growing, you are dying. Every day you must challenge yourself to stay flexible, to be willing to pivot, and to remain open to new possibilities. Being adaptable does not mean being passive. It does not mean accepting whatever happens without question. It means being able to shift your strategy while staying committed to your goals. It means having the awareness to recognize when something is not working and the courage to change course. It means being willing to learn, to experiment, and to take calculated risks. The greatest breakthroughs often come from the willingness to step outside of what is comfortable and familiar. Adaptability is not just about external change. It is also about internal change. You must be willing to adapt your mindset, your beliefs, and your habits. The person you were last year cannot take you to the next level. The way you think today may not serve you tomorrow. Growth requires evolution. It requires letting go of old limitations, old excuses, and old patterns that no longer serve you. It requires constantly upgrading yourself, reinventing yourself, and becoming more than you were before. People who resist change waste enormous amounts of energy fighting battles they cannot win. They complain, they blame, they wish things were different instead of accepting reality and adjusting to it. The ones who adapt are the ones who succeed. They do not waste time wishing for things to go back to how they were. They look forward, they take action, and they stay ahead of the game. Every single day, you will be faced with challenges, unexpected obstacles, and situations that test your flexibility. Your ability to handle these moments will determine your success. Will you resist or will you adapt? Will you complain or will you adjust? The choice is yours. 4. Influence. Everything you want in life is connected to other people. Success is not just about what you know or how hard you work. It is about your ability to move people, to inspire them, to get them to take action. Influence is the ultimate superpower. It determines how well you lead, how well you negotiate, how well you sell, and how well you build relationships. Without influence, you're at the mercy of circumstances. With influence, you shape your own destiny. Most people think influence is about talking louder, being more forceful, or trying to control others. That is not real influence. Influence is not about manipulation. It is about understanding. It is about knowing how people think, what drives them, and how to connect with them on a deeper level. Influence is built on trust, on credibility, and on your ability to communicate with certainty. When you speak with confidence, when you speak with conviction, people listen. Your words have power, but only if you use them effectively. The best communicators are not the ones who talk the most. They are the ones who listen the best. They pay attention. They ask the right questions. They make people feel understood, because when people feel understood, they are more likely to trust you, to respect you, and to follow your lead. Influence is not about forcing people to do what you want. It is about making them want to do it. It is about aligning their needs, their desires, and their goals with your vision. The ability to influence is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. It applies to every area of life. In business, it determines how well you sell, how well you negotiate, and how well you lead your team. In relationships, it determines how well you connect, how well you resolve conflicts, and how deeply you are able to inspire and support the people around you. In personal growth, it determines how well you persuade yourself to take action, to push past fear, and to stay committed to your goals. Most people struggle with influence because they lack confidence in their own voice. They hesitate, they doubt themselves, and they second guess what they are saying. But influence requires certainty. People follow those who are sure of themselves. If you speak with hesitation, if you communicate with uncertainty, people will tune you out. But if you speak with power, with clarity, and with absolute belief in what you are saying, people will listen. Influence is not about being the loudest person in the room. It is about being the most impactful. It is about speaking in a way that makes people stop and take notice. It is about understanding what drives people and using that understanding to connect with them. Influence is not just about words, it is about presence. Your energy, your body language, your tone, these things communicate just as much as your words. The most influential people are not the ones who try to dominate others, they are the ones who make others feel important. They do not just talk about themselves, they make people feel seen, heard, and valued. They know that influence is about connection, not control. The more you focus on genuinely helping people, on adding value to their lives, the more influence you will naturally have. Your ability to influence is one of the biggest factors in your success. If you can get people to trust you, to believe in you, and to take action because of you, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Influence is a skill, and like any skill, it can be developed. The more you practice, the more you refine your ability to communicate with power, the more unstoppable you become. 5, resilience. Life is going to hit you hard. It does not matter how talented you are, how smart you are, or how much effort you put in. There will be obstacles. There will be failures. There will be moments where everything seems to fall apart. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is one thing: resilience. Resilience is the ability to take a hit and keep moving forward. It is the ability to get knocked down and stand up again, stronger than before. It is not just about enduring hardship. It is about using it, learning from it, and growing because of it. Most people fold under pressure. They experience failure and take it as a sign to quit. They let rejection break them. They let setbacks define them. They start telling themselves a story that they are not good enough, that success is not for them, that life is unfair. But the ones who rise, the ones who dominate, are the ones who refuse to let failure stop them. They do not see failure as the end. They see it as feedback. They use it as fuel. They adapt, they adjust, and they come back harder. Resilience is a mindset. It is a way of looking at the world that says, no matter what happens, I will figure it out. It is the belief that every problem has a solution, every setback is temporary, and every challenge is an opportunity to get better. The people who win are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who never quit. They keep going when others stop. They push through when others give up. They understand that pain is part of the process, and instead of running from it, they embrace it. Resilience is built through action. The more you face challenges head on, the more you train yourself to handle pressure. Every time you push through difficulty, instead of backing down, you are strengthening that muscle. You are proving to yourself that you can handle more than you thought. Every time you overcome an obstacle, you gain confidence. You realize that nothing is as bad as it seems, that every tough moment passes, and that you are stronger than you ever imagined. The key to resilience is controlling your perspective. Most people see challenges as threats. They see problems as reasons to stop. But the strongest people reframe everything. They ask, how is this happening for me, not to me? They train themselves to find the lesson in every struggle. They understand that the harder the battle, the greater the reward. They do not run from difficulty, they lean into it, because they know that on the other side of pain is power. Your ability to handle stress, failure, and adversity determines your success. The world does not care about excuses. It does not care how hard things are. It rewards those who refuse to break, those who get back up, those who keep moving forward no matter what. If you want to be unstoppable, you have to develop unshakable resilience. You have to condition yourself to be the kind of person who does not crack under pressure, who does not let failure define them, who does not stop until they win. 6, execution. Knowledge means nothing without action. Plans mean nothing without follow-through. The difference between people who succeed and people who stay stuck is not intelligence, not talent, not luck. It is execution. The ability to take an idea and turn it into reality. The ability to move fast, take action, and make things happen. The people who dominate their field are not the ones who sit around thinking about what they want to do. They are the ones who get up and do it. Most people are stuck in planning mode. They wait for the perfect time. They wait until they feel ready. They wait until everything is lined up perfectly. And in that waiting, they lose momentum. They miss opportunities. They stay in the same place while others are moving forward. The truth is, there is no perfect time. There is no moment when you will feel completely ready. The only way to make progress is to start before you are ready to take imperfect action, to move forward even when you do not have all the answers. Execution is about speed. It is about making decisions quickly, acting on them immediately, and adjusting as you go. Most people overthink everything. They analyze every possible outcome. They try to avoid mistakes. But the most successful people know that speed beats perfection, that action beats hesitation. They do not waste time debating, they move, and in moving, they learn faster than everyone else. They adjust, they iterate, and they improve at a speed that leaves everyone else behind. Procrastination kills execution. Every time you hesitate, every time you delay, every time you push something off until later, you are training yourself to be weak. You are conditioning yourself to avoid action. And the longer you wait, the harder it gets. The more you hesitate, the more fear grows. The people who win do not allow themselves to hesitate. They train themselves to act immediately. They build the habit of execution so deeply that it becomes automatic. The biggest lie people tell themselves is that they need more information before they can act, that they need to learn just a little bit more before they start. But the truth is, you do not learn by thinking, you learn by doing. You do not get clarity by waiting, you get clarity by taking action. Every successful person started before they were ready. Every champion, every leader, every entrepreneur had moments where they were unsure, where they felt unqualified, where they did not know exactly what to do, but they moved forward anyway. Execution requires discipline. It requires training yourself to take action even when you do not feel like it. It requires pushing past discomfort, breaking through resistance, and developing the ability to keep going no matter what. It is not about motivation. It is about momentum. Most people rely on motivation, and that is why they fail, because motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. But momentum is different. Momentum is built through consistent execution, through taking action even on the days you do not feel like it. The people who execute at the highest level do not rely on willpower. They create systems. They structure their lives in a way that makes execution automatic. They eliminate distractions. They set deadlines. They hold themselves accountable. They remove anything that slows them down. They create an environment where action is the default. And because of that, they get more done in a year than most people do in a lifetime. Execution is the ultimate equalizer. It does not matter where you come from. It does not matter how much talent you have. It does not matter what your background is. If you are willing to execute relentlessly, to take massive action, and to outwork everyone around you, you will win. You will separate yourself from the pack. You will make things happen while everyone else is still talking about what they are going to do. If you want to be successful, you must make execution your top priority. You must become obsessed with action. You must train yourself to move fast, to make decisions quickly, and to follow through on what you say you are going to do. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is results. And results do not come from ideas, they come from action. 7, energy. Everything you do in life requires energy. The quality of your work, the strength of your relationships, the clarity of your thinking, and the consistency of your execution all come down to one thing: your energy. When your energy is low, everything feels harder. Your mind is sluggish, your motivation drops, and your ability to push through challenges weakens. But when your energy is high, you move with power, you think clearly, you perform at your peak, and you dominate every area of your life. Energy is the fuel behind success. It is the foundation of everything you do. If you do not manage your energy, you do not control your life. Most people do not think about energy. They take it for granted. They assume that being tired, feeling drained, or lacking motivation is normal. But the most successful people do not accept that. They do not wait for energy to come to them. They create it. They manage their bodies, their minds, and their emotions in a way that keeps their energy levels high every single day. They understand that energy is not just physical, it is mental, emotional, and spiritual. It is about how you move, how you think, how you feel, and what you focus on. The first key to energy is movement. Your body was designed to move. When you sit all day, when you stay inactive, when you do not push your body, your energy levels drop. The most powerful people in the world make movement a daily priority. They train their bodies, they exercise, they push themselves physically because they know that movement creates energy. They do not wait until they feel like working out. They move first and the energy follows. They do not let fatigue dictate their actions. They take action and override fatigue. The second key to energy is nutrition. What you put into your body determines how much energy you have. Most people eat food that drains them, that slows them down, that makes them sluggish. They consume too much sugar, too many processed foods, too much junk that kills their energy levels. But high performers fuel themselves like an elite athlete. They put in the right nutrients, the right balance of proteins, healthy fats, and clean carbs. They hydrate. They stay disciplined with what they eat because they know that their body is a machine and the quality of fuel they put in determines the performance they get out. The third key to energy is sleep and recovery. You cannot perform at your highest level if your body is constantly running on empty. Most people sacrifice sleep for work thinking they are being productive, but they are only robbing themselves of long-term performance. The best in the world know that sleep is a weapon. It is how the body repairs, how the mind sharpens, how you reset to operate at full power. They do not just get sleep, they get quality sleep. They create routines that optimize their recovery. They eliminate distractions before bed. They take it as seriously as they take their work. The fourth key to energy is mindset. Your thoughts create your energy. If you focus on problems, if you fill your mind with negativity, if you let doubt, stress, and anxiety take over, your energy will plummet. But if you train yourself to focus on solutions, to see the positive, to put yourself in an empowered state every single day, your energy will rise. The most successful people do not allow negative thoughts to drain them. They consciously shift their focus. They feed their minds with powerful ideas. They control their inner dialogue because they know that energy starts with thought. The fifth key to energy is emotional control. Your emotions dictate your energy more than anything else. When you let stress, frustration, or anger consume you, your energy is drained. When you live in a state of gratitude, excitement, and drive, your energy skyrockets. The best in the world do not let their emotions control them. They control their emotions. They train themselves to shift their state instantly. They know how to break out of a negative mood, how to generate passion and enthusiasm on command. They do not let external circumstances dictate how they feel. They master their internal state, and because of that, they control their energy. The sixth key to energy is purpose. Nothing gives you more energy than knowing why you are doing what you are doing. When you are clear on your purpose, when you are driven by a mission bigger than yourself, you tap into a different level of energy. People who lack energy are often people who lack direction. They drift, they go through the motions, they do things that do not inspire them. But the people who operate at the highest level have something inside them that drives them forward. They are on fire for what they do, and that fire fuels them every single day. The seventh key to energy is environment. Who you surround yourself with, what you expose yourself to, the places you spend your time, these things all affect your energy. If you are around negative people, if you are in toxic environments, if you constantly expose yourself to things that drain you, your energy will suffer. But if you are around people who inspire you, if you create an environment that energizes you, if you fill your life with things that lift you up, your energy will be unstoppable. The most successful people are ruthless about their environment. They cut out negativity, they eliminate distractions, they design their surroundings to keep their energy at its peak. Energy is everything. Without it, you cannot perform at your highest level. You cannot push through challenges. You cannot sustain high levels of effort. You cannot execute with power. But when you master your energy, when you take control of your body, your mind, and your emotions, you become unstoppable. You move faster, think clearer, perform better, and outwork everyone around you. Energy is not something you wait for. It is something you generate. Every single day you have a choice. You can let life drain you, or you can take control and create the energy you need to dominate. This is it. This is how you break free. This is how you take control. If you master these 7 things every single day, if you guard your energy like your life depends on it, if you become decisive and train yourself to make bold moves, if you adapt and turn obstacles into opportunities, if you become a force of influence, if you develop resilience that makes you unstoppable, if you execute with massive action, and if you have the courage to face fear head on, then nothing can stop you. Because life is happening now. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. The only question is, will you step up? Will you commit? Will you take action? If you're ready to go all in and push beyond your limits, subscribe to Tony Robbins for more life-changing strategies. Now get out there and make it happen.